Right, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So, today, I actually have a complete topic that I need to talk on today. So, for people that don't know, I'm an avid sort of like BMXer, skater, that sort of thing. I'm good at riding a BMX. I'm not great, I can't do loads, but I'm kind of like, I'm alright, I'm good. But, I can't skate to save my life. I can ride a skateboard, but I can't do any like tricks or things. So I don't know whether that makes me a skater or just someone who rides a skateboard. But I'm here to talk about skateboarding, BMXing, possibly scooters, things like that. On the basis that there's such a bad stigma around all of it that really does just annoy the hell out of me. Now, let me just what? 1 second. Hold on. Right. This is my board. This is my board. I have a skateboard. So, you know, it's been a while since I've used it. As you can tell, it's like basically pristine. But this is my board. So it's my cliche deck. I got Plan B grip tape, girl wheels. They're, oh my god, it just, ugh. My bearings are a bit shot, but it's cushy, it's lovely. I love to ride it, I love to skate it. It's just been a while since I've skated. I don't like it, but this is my board. And my bike, as you know, as you've seen in previous video, had to be sold. And it was a very sad day for me to lose my bike that day, but the stigma around skateboarding is just so... Honestly, people. So, the amount... Now, me and Mel, right? Okay, let me start, all right? Me and Mel love watching skating fails, skating videos, skaters versus Karens, you know, Karens, and we enjoy watching these, right? But the problem is that every single time you watch it, you see the same thing, which is that when skaters sort of, you know, hop on the bandwagon, they go out and their session and they're doing their thing, there's always people giving them abuse or just general having a go, or, you know, they're just skating through the street and there's someone stopping them. So me and Mel, we saw a clip the other day, and Lyrics is sat right underneath the camera and he's panting like hell. So we saw a clip and these two skaters were just on their way in a big, flat, open area. It was definitely America, but big, flat, sort of open area. No, not really many people. And then this woman's out on a run and then just starts stopping them from skating and effing and blinding and having a go and all these sorts of things. And, you know, one point they raised was that due to them going out skating, they're not hurting anybody, which is very, very true. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some people who go out on a skateboard and they're quite rude, they're quite like obnoxious people, but for the majority of the community of skateboarding, BMXing, they're not nasty people. They go out and they do it because it's what they love doing, not because they're wanting to break rules or break properties or anything like that, or, you know, damage anything. This woman was just stopping them from doing it, and this guy turned around and just said one thing that kind of got to me, that really is the whole point in this video, is that it's annoying because you're stopping us from doing something that's helping our mental health. Now, that made sense to me entirely, because I used to go out riding every day, and I'd be out and I'd be, you know, just doing a sesh. I'd ride, I'd meet up with my friends, and we'd sit and we'd skate or we'd ride, and you know, it was just so much fun. And it's such a shame that people don't understand it. All people see are youths and you know, damaging property and getting in the way. And don't get me wrong, there's been a fair share of times where I've been riding in the car park in my town at my local like co-op, and co-op perfectly fine with it. They were absolutely okay with us actually being there and riding, as long as we stayed in one section of the car park where there was never really any cars. So they were perfectly fine with it, they were okay with it, and they didn't care. Now, it was always the people that would care. So we wouldn't go anywhere near cars. We wouldn't, purposefully anyway, go near a car. If we are riding a bike, however, that's got, you know, 30-inch wide handlebars, which is what mine were, you know, you're riding, and if you're going to somewhere to do or perform a trick, you're going to be riding past a car. And that's what people didn't like. And it's so damn frustrating, because I used to go out riding and having a sesh on the basis that it was giving me something to do. It was taking my mind off of the bad place where I was at that point in time in my life. And I was in a really bad way. I wasn't okay. You know, personal things in my family had happened at this point. We lost a very close friend of the family, and the only outlet to get all my anxieties, my anger, was putting it into something useful, putting it into something creative. And that really resonated with me when I saw this video, that, you know, this woman was essentially stopping them from doing something that is their outlet. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I've said, I understand entirely that there are people who are rude, or, you know, they're a bit more like argumentative with it. But then there are other people like these who are in this clip that me and Mel saw, where they're explaining like, look, we skate as an outlet, you know, we're not hurting anybody, we're in a big open area and we're nowhere near people. You know, if we fall off, it's our own fault, but that's a part of the sport, right? And it is. You do not learn anything in skating, BMXing, scootering, horse riding, you know, anything like that. Formula One races, they start out in 9 times out of 10 in go-kart like races, and like kart racing and stuff, and they've always crashed. Every single person who has ever driven a car, really, for the most part, has always had a crash. So it's just the same with riding, skateboarding. You fall off to learn to not fall off again. That's how it works. And it's just 100% the fact that there is just this whole thing about the way people view skaters and BMXers. And it's atrocious that there's still this mindset, maybe not so much now as it used to be, but there's still a mindset in people's heads where they view skaters as vandals and anti-socialists, and it's not okay, and it needs to stop. I can't physically do that, and it's probably never going to change. But maybe if people see this who have that mindset about it being vandalism, anti-socialism, destruction of property, you know, maybe that might change your view, because it's an outlet for so many people. And this is a video, a mixture. It's a mixture of mental health and skating. But most people that you meet who are skaters, quite a lot of them deep down have a mental health issue, be it depression, anxiety, maybe BPD or bipolar, or things like that. And they skate as an outlet to put their mind something. And it's just not right that people are viewed. I mean, around my town, you've got nothing. You've got shops, charity shops, hairdressers, and takeaways. Nowhere for the kids to go and play. Nowhere for them to be a child and hang out. Now, we were supposed to be getting a skate park actually in my town. And yeah, they turn around and they basically, from what I know, there were too many complaints from people who live around where the skate park would be, saying that it causes too much noise. Which, okay, that's fair enough. But then they complain that we're on, like, streets and pathways and car parks because we don't have anywhere to go. Very, like, it's so counterproductive that these people will say, no, we don't want a skate park there because it will make too much noise. However, bearing in mind, the skate park is on an area that only is available from 9 in the morning till 9 at night. So it's not like you're hearing it at 2 o'clock in the morning because no one can get in there. It's locked, it's fenced off. So that's also completely null and void at the same time. But we, as a community of skaters and BMXers, have to resort to what we have. Now, a lot of them around this town are kids or they're teenagers, so they can't drive. And, you know, their parents are at work or their parents don't want to drive them to the nearest skate park. The nearest indoor skate park is about, I think, if I'm correct, it's about 20, 30 miles away. Which some Americans will be like, that's nothing because I live in Florida and I have to walk that to get to school, or, you know, but for us, it's like 2 miles to the next town, but still it's an inconvenience for parents, right? But it's about 20 or 30 miles away, the nearest indoor skate park, and it's just like, that can't be a drive that you make every day, unless you own your own car and you can do it yourself and you're willing to do it yourself. So other than that, the outdoor parks around our town, there's one that's about maybe a 45-minute drive one way, and then there's another one that's about a 50-minute drive the other, and you can't get there. So the best thing you can resort to is the street. Not like in the middle of the road, obviously, but like car parks and things like this. Or like the community centre that we've got here. Like, we used to skate, we used to ride there, we never damaged anything, but then they fenced it off to stop us getting there. And it's so frustrating that this whole thing is trying to stop people having their outlet, to stop them doing something creative. This is the thing. In America, you've got so many opportunities that we over here, if you live in a town like I do, that we don't have. Now, yeah, if you live in, say, London, or you're up in Scotland in Edinburgh or something like that, you know, you're able to. There's more skate parks there. There's actually, I can't remember what city it is, but I'm pretty sure there's like 3 or 4 skate parks within a 2-mile radius of each other. So there's so many more opportunities in cities or bigger countries. And in this tiny, shitty town, there is no opportunity unless you work in a shop. And when people want to go out and do something creative like skating, they just can't because they're unable to. There's nowhere to go. Now, I know this has been a bit of a 15-minute rant, but at the end of the day, if this video can reach as many people as it possibly will, which I know won't be a lot, but if it can reach as many people as possible to try and get rid of the stigma on skating, that would just be amazing. And if it can at least just change one person's outlook on it and one person's opinion, then this video has done what it's intended to do for at least one person. Because we're not bad people, but people view us as bad people. All because we ride a skateboard or ride a BMX. Now, it's not okay. So I hope this does do the job. That'll be it for the video. It's not really the same, video or outro that I'm going to be doing, but, thank you for watching, and share this video. That's all I want. Just share the video and get this seen by as many people as you can to try and get that stigma off of the backs of the little tiny young adrenaline junkies that there are. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.